I feel like in phase one, we got a lot of initial interest in this. We kind of validated the market interest. In phase two, we were able to prove out that the technical problems can be solved and that the solution of those technical problems is something that I think can meet the high standard of the asset manager and the bank and the financial market infrastructure to be relied upon. So the record can be relied upon. I think the third and final question is indeed, how is that technology implemented, right? How does that get launched into a working global standard? How does that global standard interoperate with existing global standards like the SWIFT ICO 2022 standard? How does that global standard work within large securities markets like the US market and the schema and the way that that works? How does that standard work in the European market? How is that relied upon? How do those standards work and who delivers that? I think there's definitely a big next step here. But I also think, and this is my answer to the question of the digital asset market versus the TradFi market, I think the digital asset market will push the urgency of doing this, because I think public equity and various other things that are getting tokenized need a reliable corporate action solution, just like they need a reliable NAV solution and other solutions like the ones that John has mentioned. I think that will create a kind of immediate urgency that hasn't historically existed. I think there will also be use for this in the TradFi world, where there will be more and more realization that blockchain-based records are reliable. And so I think as you have the blockchain-based records get used more and more by digital assets, I think people will ask themselves in the TradFi world, well, it looks like these folks in the digital asset world, it seems like they cracked this problem. It seems like this problem's a solved problem now. And I think once they see that working for the digital asset community, I think they'll be impressed, because they'll see the efficiency and the benefits and the reliability that the digital asset community is experiencing for corporate actions and NAV and these other pieces of data relative to all the reconciliation, errors, delays, and problems in the TradFi world. And I think the TradFi world will then start to say, how do I apply this system to the TradFi problems?